Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
The fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like he wasn't a bad guy, as far as
Who
we
said
know.
he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've used it. I admit it.
You fucking smacked me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Oh baby. Oh man, dude, it's been like, I genuinely miss this show when we don't do it. Like you and I, we got here. We started. Obviously, we're starting a little bit late tonight. Sorry, everybody that was expecting us.
We caught up about regular life.
Yeah, we were catching up on like normal life shit as we were like coming through the motions here. But dude, there were the last couple of Tuesdays I've either been at work or just doing nothing or we weren't doing the show for whatever reason. And I gotta tell you, dude, I genuinely missed it. Like there is a hole in my week when we don't do this show. Like I feel it. I feel a literal. It's like a weight that hangs around my neck. Where I'm like, damn man, like we didn't do a show tonight, and that sucks.
I know, but sometimes that happens, and it's like one major piece of news, and like what we talk about it for like 15, 20 minutes, and then it's like,
yeah, but you know what though? That's the beauty of this show is that you and I can come on here. But we can talk about that one piece of news for 15 minutes and then talk for 2 more hours about absolutely nothing. And it's still fucking entertaining.
That's true.
Because we're that good. Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one. Thank you all for joining us. It is the second to last Tuesday in June. We're almost to July.
Isn't next weekend July 4th?
Yes.
God damn it.
Yes, it is. Because I have my surgery next week.
Oh, that's right.
So we don't have a show next week because I have to work Tuesday because I have my surgery on Thursday. So I have to work. My schedule's a little upended. So just for those that are paying attention and keeping tabs, we will not have a show next week because I'm getting surgery done. And nothing crazy. It's nothing wild. Just gonna go in and get a little snippy snip in my arm so that my pinky will do more than this. Because this is as far as I'm trying so hard right now to make it go,
that
and it
sucks.
won't. But it's okay. I'll be fine. We're gonna come out of this. We're gonna be bigger, better than ever. That the road to 600 officially starts next Thursday when I get my surgery. So, it will be a journey, and you will all be along for it.
Fucking wildly impressive if you get to 600.
Listen, dude.
I might start lifting again because I'm going to buy... Not because I want to get to 600. Absolutely goddamn no. I have no hopes or qualms to get it to 600. But maybe 350, okay?
Oh.
Maybe 350.
Easy peasy, bro.
Easy peasy for you. I haven't lifted in quite some time.
I think I hit 335 for a triple the other day, and I haven't benched in 18 months.
Okay, Jesus Christ. All right. Like, I thought about buying...
I shoulder pressed the 110s the other day with my
Oh, my God.
wife.
I've been so busy today. Isn't fucking Amazon's, like, Amazon days? Or
Is this
something like
Prime
that?
Day?
I think today and tomorrow are Prime Day.
Oh, shit.
I could
forgot.
probably go buy, like, a nice bench, like, today for, like, dirt cheap.
You definitely should do that.
Prime. Oops. I went to Prime and typed in Prime. Fuck you. I'll do it later. Wait, bench. Never mind. I'm not back on it.
You should definitely do that. Any excuse that you need to
Not for my bed, you stupid asshole.
whoops. any excuse you need to get yourself some fitness equipment or get back to the gym or do whatever
I do everything at
is a
home
good
now.
enough excuse. You don't need much. You know what I mean?
Damn. There we go. Foldable 1,500-pound capacity, decline, incline, and flat bench. $100 flat.
Tits. Send it, dude.
Dude,
$100. That's
regular
nothing.
$229 for $100 even.
That's nothing, dude. And a 1,500-pound, that's more than most normal human beings are ever going to need in a
I'm not
lifetime.
gonna fucking do anything. Even I'm not even gonna do 25% of that.
I mean, even I could get away with that. So, even at my best, I could get it. Listen, it's not the same Cadillac hat. All right, this is a different Cadillac hat. All right.
Are people keeping track of your hats?
Apparently, at least Talk is. Talk is keeping track of my hats.
He's like, is this a new
No, this is not the one. This is just a normal all black caddy hat. Formula One Cadillac hat. That, it's a normal just team Cadillac hat. So, it's not the red, white, and blue one that you found to be so horrifically awful. You can't. But anyway. 774-992-8702 is the phone number. If you want to give us a call, you can ignore that lineup at the bottom there that's going across the screen right now. I forgot to edit that. It is not accurate. That is not what we're going to be talking about. I'll edit that in a minute. We are going to get into the World Cup. We're going to get into Giannis going to Miami and not the Boston Celtics in I would say a fairly major. That's going to be a pretty big.
That was a lopsided trade. I felt like when you surprised me with the news when I woke up this morning. I first saw it at like 5:50 a.m. and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "That's a shock."
Because that's when I was going to bed.
That's fucking wild.
I was up racing last night. I was doing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was exhausted. I'm still exhausted from last week, and
there's a reason why it's 9:50 and I'm drinking a C4. I got a lot of racing.
I am having a Snapple. I'm trying not to have as much caffeine. So
this is actually my first caffeine of the day, which is a long. That's a big step up for me.
But yeah, you know what? No, I don't want to bury that.
But we'll get into that.
We'll
get into we'll do a little bit of World Cup talk because we don't ever do World Cup talk on this show.
We don't talk soccer because let's be real.
Because we don't care.
We don't watch soccer, but it's the
And
World Cup. It's
honestly,
oversaturated everywhere right now.
No one should because it's terrible. But the vibes have been immaculate.
America is America. I feel like is doing it right. Like America is like, listen. If you want someone to take care of sports,
wow, look at that! America gets it right. Shocker.
Like you have all these people from other countries saying, "I don't like." My wife is tired of hearing me talk about how I am sad I didn't get to hang out with Scottish people in Boston.
Dude, I would have loved to. I would have loved to go
fun.
hang out with the Scots
because they just seem like obviously they are our cousins. They just seem like they're here to have fun, and they're just like, "Come on out for another drink, mate."
And they have a common enemy in the Brits.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
You know, like it's not, not for nothing, but like
the Queen's a dirty cunt. Yeah. they're like, first of all, my man, she's been dead for quite some time. They're like, we don't care.
The King's a faggot. And you're like,
did you see how many guys were quoting literally this in the last couple of days in bars, the entire monologue of Braveheart? I'm like, they were quoting it to men that live in Boston. They're like, and the guy's like, we've seen Braveheart. Yes, we understand.
Yes, we know what Braveheart is. Thank you.
They were quoting the entire movie.
Yes, thank you. We all worship Mel Gibson. He is our overlord. Thank you very much.
For them, did they just see it? Like, what happened?
I don't know. I had to explain to somebody the other day. They're like, I don't give a shit. Yeah, paint and plaid, whatever. It's still a fucking skirt, and you're still gay for wearing it. And I'm like,
okay,
nah, man. I'm like the Scots. I'm like, nah, they get that right. He's like, why? He was like, well, I was like, dude, the Scots are fucking brutes, bro. I'm like, they don't fuck around. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, come on, dude. I'm like, William Wallace,
Yeah, they're just
the Scots,
angry.
Fought for their, he freed them from the grips of Britain, from the UK, and he's like, from England, and he's like, huh? And I'm like, William Wallace, Henry, Longshanks.
He shot fireballs from his ass.
I'm like, Braveheart, for fuck's sake. And they're like, oh. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
How old is this person?
Older than me, which was pathetic.
Oh, that's bad.
I'm like, come on, man. We gotta get with your history, bro. Come on.
I could see if it was someone born.
Scots are
after 2000.
badass, dude. They're badass. But we'll do a little bit of World Cup. We'll do a little bit of basketball because obviously we're going to talk a lot about the Giannis trade, what that means for the Celtics going forward. We'll get into a little bit of the NBA, the NFL mini camps. We'll do a little bit of NASCAR
We're like 28 days away
from training camp, dude.
Because most rookies report the third week of July.
Listen, brother, once you ask any NFL player, the 4th of July is the last
real week for them to be free.
Yeah, and then after that they start locking in because training camp's coming up and they know they got to get with it because the season's about to start. And once training camp starts, it is fast and things happen fast because honestly, like you said, once the 4th of July is over, dude, it's basically feast weekend. Once feast weekend is here, and everybody knows the Feast of the Blessed Sacrament in New Beige.
You and the goddamn feast.
It's a landmark event. It defines summer. You know what I'm saying? You used to have the Dartmouth Pride Festival was like the unofficial beginning of summer, Memorial Day weekend or thereabouts when we were kids. Then you had the 4th of July, and then you had the feast, and then you had Labor Day, and then it was back to school, and you were fucked. You're like, damn, man. You always knew, once the feast or the 4-ball, depending on, my family was more 4-ball people than they were feast people, which sounds really snobby, but I assure you it's not. Because my family was only at the 4-ball for the festivities, not the golf. But nonetheless, it falls usually on the same weekend. And that was the unofficial, all right, summer's coming to a close here. Let's start wrapping it up. Got a couple weeks left, and that's it. And then the kids are back to school, and all the parents are like, thank Christ, they're back to school, and they're good. But, summer flies, dude. In Massachusetts, summer is so short-lived, and it sucks because I love this time of year. It is this time of year gives me life.
Yeah.
It's I feel so much better, and I hate to be I'm not one of those people that's it's seasonal depression because I'm not gay. But, I do love the fact that, summer, I would love it if summer lasted another 2 months on either end. If May and September were more summer than spring,
yeah,
I would be a much happier person.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be chomping at the bit to move to Florida in 3 years. But neither here nor there. But nonetheless, Sean, we'll get into all of that as the show rolls along. 774-992-8702 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. Let's kick it off, Sean, with the World Cup. Obviously, Portugal plays today. They beat the brakes off Uzbekistan. And I know this because I watched.
Wow.
I want to say, how do they divide soccer up into the breaks? I know it's 90 minutes because I know the game went 95 minutes with the, what do they call it? Stoppage time or extra time?
Yeah,
or
they go extra time. I don't know. Can't explain it well either because I'm not a big soccer person.
And honestly,
they give extra time
and I
for
honestly
penalties
don't
and shit.
care. I just know that I watched there was a 95-minute soccer match, but when I went out to lunch, because I saw they were playing at 1:00 today, and I said, you know what? I'm in the neighborhood. I got nothing to do. Why don't I go find whoever, let's go find somebody who's watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go find a cool spot, and let's go watch it with, a bunch of Portuguese. Because, obviously, you, Portuguese, me, not Portuguese, but I've married into a Portuguese family. 99% of my friends are Portuguese. It's hard to live in New Bedford without being, heavily influenced by Portugal. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, I went, we did a Father's Day clam boil, and the chorizo was absolutely fire. The Portuguese touches to that clam boil yesterday. Shout out to Auntie Debbie and Uncle Paul. It was unbelievably good. It was so fucking good. I loved it. And I'm still crushing leftovers to this day. That being said, what was that, Sunday? Yeah, that was Sunday. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like soccer is an all-encapsulating sport for me. It is boring. It is lame. The injuries, I watched a guy get his head scuffed today. He might have got a cleat grazed upon it, and they got they're wrapping it with a tourniquet type, like ace bandage, like tourniquet type thing, like he's about to bleed out from the brain. You know, like it's like they're like trying to act like they're keeping his brains inside of his skull, and yet he just gets up and starts running around again. And I'm like, see,
He's fine.
this is why nobody fucking respects you. Like we watch the NBA. And we see like SGA and LeBron and all these guys flop around. They act like,
Losers.
they just got like, connected, like they got a liver shot from Mike Tyson in the 5th round. And we're like, can you guys not like, what happened to like the days of being like, don't show them you're hurt?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Do you remember that? Like as coming up as a kid, your dad telling you like, hey, don't show them you're hurt.
Don't
get up.
Yeah.
Get up.
Don't let them see you're weak.
Don't let them see you hurt. Don't let them see you. Get up. Get up. Get up. I miss those days, and it's permeated pro sports now. Like even, it's not so much in the NFL, but it is in the NFL. There is some flopping in the NFL, which is ridiculous, mainly like by quarterbacks, Tom Brady. But nonetheless, soccer is the king of the flops, and it makes the sport basically impossible to watch. However, Sean, the vibes have been immaculate.
It's been fun. It's been like hearing the chants stuff like that, and people are into
Insanely fun.
It makes Americans. I wish Americans stepped up more with their support, because you see fans of teams that are just dog shit having fun, cheering on their team like full blast. Like some of these teams aren't making it anywhere. They're not making it to the final 32, final 16, anything. They're still they're flying across the world to come see their team in America play. And they're just chanting, cheering, having a great time. It just seems like Americans just like take sports for granted sometimes.
I think we do. I think we take a lot of it for granted. But again, like you got to remember, like to go from London to France is like a 40-minute car ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is it? No.
Yeah, because they go under the channel. They have the tunnel under the channel.
Okay.
To go from not maybe London, but to go from England to France is a 40-minute car ride. It's not fucking hard. You know what I mean? Europe is very small when you compare. Like, I think as Americans we forget how big our country is. When because if there's the one thing that I've loved about the World Cup coming to America, it's seeing the Europeans' reactions to being in America, which I think has been completely hilarious and just one of my favorite things ever. Where they're like, they show up to like a Buc-ee's.
Yes.
And they're like bugging out. They're like, what
This is a gas station?
They're like, only in America could you make a gas station
a mall,
a fucking destination place that you need to go. And I'm like, yeah, dude, and they're going to Waffle House and they're getting the fast food and they're trying all this shit. They're freaking out because we get free refills.
Yeah.
They're like the German guy being like, wait a minute, hold on. I drink this Coke, and then you just come back with a new one.
Another Coke.
And he's and he drank 13 of them.
Yeah, I think he might leave here with diabetes.
Most likely. And I'm like, yeah, and I think somebody summed it up perfectly. They're like, there's two things I've learned about Americans from this trip. One, y'all love driving. Because they're like, you don't walk anywhere. You drive the whole country is built to be driven on, which is true. And they're like, and you love gluttony. And I'm like,
yes.
Yeah. These are real things. Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1.
Joey, it's 8-1 calling.
Oh, shit. Why is work calling me on my day off? What are you doing?
What's up, bud? We're all watching your podcast, dude. It's awesome.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, I hope you're getting your fill of soccer talk.
Wait. What do you mean we all?
Yeah. What do you mean? Who's watching? Who's herding the cats right now?
The regulars, the whole block.
All right.
the whole block.
Well, that's good.
We get the cons out here. We're listening to you. We get about 77 guys over here looking at one computer.
You know what? This is. I'm sure none of this is going to blow back on anybody and be negative. But fuck it. We'll roll.
77 dudes in one computer. That sounds like a horrible.
Just as long as there's no names involved, we can't prove nor deny anything that's being said right now. So whatever.
No, this is your buddy Brandon. It's a crank call.
Oh yeah. All right. See, I like that. Crank anchors. Let's do that. Or no, you know what? We'll keep it OG. Jerky boys. Give me you'll throw a little Frank Rizzo in there.
We love you, buddy.
Love you, bud.
I'll talk to you.
All right.
He's like, okay, bye.
I mean, yeah, we could throw a little Frank Rizzo in there, you know.
Wait, Frank Rizzo.
Frank Rizzo. Rizzo.
Yeah, where the fuck?
I'm an auto mechanic. I'll work circles around you. I'll wrap your fucking head in with a ratchet.
Why am I can't think of Frank Rizzo from? Where is he from?
Jerky Boys.
I don't
Frank
remember
Rizzo from the he was the character.
I know the Jerky Boys.
He's like the main guy, the main dude in the Jerky Boys.
His name was Frank Rizzo?
Yeah.
It's been that long, I don't remember his name.
I got Mexicans up on my fucking roof. They got there with the time mops. They're fucking up there slapping each other with the mops, like, laughing and giggling. When they think he's fucking funny, he fires his friend through my fucking window. Then I got my wife up there poking around like she knows what the fuck she's doing. I fired her ass out onto the fucking round.
Jerky Boys is so old now. That feels like nothing.
Dude, Jerky Boys was like early 90s. But I grew up on that. It was Frank Rizzo, and then you had Saul Rosenberg.
Oh, I remember that.
And they used to rub clams all over my ass neck.
I'm pretty sure
I got warts all over my ass and genitalia.
I'm pretty sure that's where Mort.
And then they just went in there with a shoe.
That's what Family Guy stole. Mort Goldman.
The guy who does Frank Rizzo and Saul Rosenberg is the voice of Mort from Family Guy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Oh, I thought they just stole Mort Goldman's voice from that.
It's that guy. That's Mort. Yeah, Saul Rosenberg is Mort Goldman from.
You would shove pine cones in my ass and call me tasty.
Yes. Do you have any, we have wild bird seed. No, I don't want wild bird seed. They're already wild enough. They dive bomb me and they go, whitten. Anyway.
Yeah, I was a squirrel.
So where were you? Anyway,
World Cup.
We're talking about World Cup and the immaculate vibes. It's hilarious watching the Europeans come to America and experience America because a lot of them, too, to a man, a lot of them are like, dude, they're like, I thought, I've been filled with so much bullshit propaganda that, America is this just, terrible, horrible place
Shithole, yeah.
where, people get shot you walk 5 feet and someone's getting shot and
Well, that still happens.
You're ducking and covering. You go to Chicago on Juneteenth and, 40 people get shot. And, let's see, they had 40 people shot over the weekend, which is a light work for Chicago on a holiday weekend. But 8 people are dead in Chicago over Juneteenth. But that's it. But they're like, this place is fucking awesome. And they're going to all these places and they're like, this is fucking great. America rules. And I'm like, yeah, dude, what do you think? We've been sitting here telling you guys we're the greatest country on earth for the last 200 years because we thought it was good for our health?
Mm-hmm.
No. What do you think? Do you really think we would lie to you? We're America, dude. We invented the supersized soda, the free refill, Waffle House, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Taco Bell. I mean, the amount of people bugging out, watching the Japanese eat Texas barbecue was fucking hilarious.
I was trying to find, I just crossed that guy.
Yeah,
and this guy is the most, I don't know why this guy's trying to try everything he can in America, this Japanese guy. He's also the guy that was like, are you live right now? And he goes, I love America. And it was just
dude, they all come here and they're like, this place fucking rules. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how big a boy are you? Well, let's see, Leslie. I'm a pretty big boy. I assume that's directed at me.
The size of a Pringles can.
Yeah, give or take. I am Irish, so probably a little bit on the take.
It's
but
snug.
Yeah, snuggly.
Not the full Pringles can, the ones you buy for value size.
Yeah. The ones that are like this. It's like 6 tuna cans stacked up. But
God damn, that's thicker than that.
But I love watching the way that these Europeans are coming in and they're acting, especially the Scots. So obviously the Scots.
I'm so jealous. I didn't get to go to Boston last week and enjoy that part of Boston.
Me too. And I'm glad that somebody came into people got to come to Boston and they actually got to have a good experience for once because
and the cops loved them.
Anybody
whatever you want to do.
Because everybody who lives here is we go to Boston ugh. I don't want to go to Boston. Nobody wants to go to Boston for anything. I don't like having to go to Boston for work. I don't want to have to go to Boston to fly out of. I don't want to go to Boston for a night out with my friends.
No, it's horrible.
No, like the streets don't make sense. There's too many one ways. There's nowhere to park. Fenway sucks. The Garden sucks. Everything blows. Boston fucking blows. It's a terrible city. But it does have some pretty good bars. I will say that. Like Connor's Pub that I used to go to with my wife when she was at Northeastern.
And restaurants, too.
And
Restaurants are good.
listen, there's good eating and drinking in Boston. I'll give it that. But not the touristy places, right?
No.
So you go in there, you get the Scots, and they come in their kilts and their bagpipes, and they drink the bars dry. Like, we didn't even do that in 2004 when the Red Sox won the ALCS.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't drink the bars dry. We didn't do it again 2 weeks later when they won the World Series. We didn't do it again 3 years later when they won it again. The Scots really did put. I think Boston as a group of sports fans now, we gotta step our shit up. Like, we gotta go and we gotta put some work in, because you can't let a group of Europeans come over here and outdrink you. Now,
They sold out everything.
Boston is like, I mean, as far as Boston goes, like, we are known for our boozing.
Okay. You heard the story about the Scots were going out day drinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
They went day drinking, and they were in this, like, local, towards, like, the seaport area, and they had sold out the bars of all the alcohol they had in the bars. And they were basically telling the bars, like, listen, we're fine. We're walking everywhere. None of us are driving. Where can we get more alcohol?
Yeah.
And they were like, there's a Bermuda, there's like a day cruise right here. They all bought tickets. This is not a joke. It's a true story. They're on the boat, and the boat sells out, which usually doesn't sell out in the middle of the week. They're just people. Are
It's
just
like a random Tuesday.
people on the boat were like,
Guess
all right,
we got a busy day today.
guess this day is slammed. The boat is sold out. They have flags with them. They hang the flags off the side of the boat, and then they're asked, like, the DJ on the board. They're blasting, like, songs that they want, like European songs, and they're screaming like Scotland's on fire inside the boat. Everyone is on the left side of the boat, and the boat is, like, tilted like this.
Listening.
And this people in Boston just filming this boat as everyone's drinking all the alcohol, singing this song.
Dude, the Scots tore it up. They were awesome.
Hold on, I gotta see if I can find this video, because the video, I don't want to get banned for the song, but the fucking video is hilarious.
you send it to me. I can play it.
Yeah.
And I can play it but without the audio. But the one thing that this World Cup did, and I feel like they missed, like, I don't know, like, who was in charge of scheduling where these teams played, but boy, did FIFA drop the ball by not having Portugal play in Foxborough.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how did they miss that?
I don't know. Where'd they end up playing? Miami?
I want to say it was where the hell did they play? Let's see. Hold on. It was in
I have to send it only as a TikTok link, but I can send it.
Damn it. Oh, it was in It was in Houston. It was in Houston. That's right. It was
Texas? That makes no sense.
right. Like,
I thought
mean,
Ronaldo would be like a major city. Like Texas, I know is a lot of people, but
all right, dude.
Texas
Houston's
don't
a
give shit.
I don't know if you've no, you know, no.
Yeah, but do you think people in Houston give a shit about Ronaldo?
Not as much as they would have given a shit about him up here,
or in Miami, or like a heavily populated.
Dude, like we are literally known as Little Portugal. Like, we have Fall
literally.
River in New Bedford. Like, I think, like, what percentage of Portuguese people live in the country?
A lot.
Live in Massachusetts.
A lot.
Hold on, let's find out. What percentage of Portuguese live in 4% of Massachusetts is Portuguese.
Damn.
That's seems a lot. That seems really low.
I thought it would have been much higher.
Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, percentage of Portuguese in America by states. Massachusetts has the most. Okay, so 9%. 9% in Mass, 3 to 4% in New Hampshire, Connecticut. California looks about like 0.5 to 1%. Same with Nevada. So we have the highest concentration by far of Portuguese people, and FIFA decides, now you know what? Let's put them in Texas. Let's make them play in Texas. Because that'll, everybody in Texas wants to see Portugal versus Uzbekistan. Bro, do you have any idea what Foxborough would have looked like if Portugal had played there? It would have been out of fucking hand.
It would have been sold out.
It already is sold out. It would have been even more so. It would have been.
No, I would have been people like,
dude. It would have been. It would have been crazy. It would have been absolutely crazy. Ticket prices would have gone through the roof. Granted, the scalpers in the secondhand market would have done great, but people would have been buying tickets for this 8 years ago, knowing it was coming here. Like this would have been sold out a decade in advance.
True.
Because the Portuguese population around here would have flooded it. So today, I saw that Portugal was playing at 1:00.
Yep.
So I wrap up. I wake up this morning. I do my errands. I got I had some wood delivered, as you saw in the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
I stacked half of it before the rain got here, and then now I got to wait until I got to stack the other half tomorrow. But it was like 12:30, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, all right. I always meet my dad.
Yep.
At Faye's in Dartmouth, at 3:30 for cocktails every single Tuesday. It's what we do. It's my day to go. Like I hang out with my dad, shoot the shit, and I spend time with my dad. Well, today I was like, well, I'm a little bit early. By the time I got done getting my got done showering and taking care of my shit and whatever, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, it's like 12:55, and I was like, you know what? Let me text Shadis and see if he's out anywhere watching this game, because Shadis, for those who know, that's one of my good friends. It's his nickname, Shadis. Mm-hmm. His real name's Elton, but we call him Shadis. Sometimes we refer to him as the Balea Slayer.
I've never heard anyone call him that one. That's fucking hilarious.
You've never heard him?
No.
You've never heard Elton referred to as the Balea Slayer?
No.
Well, you didn't know Elton back in the day then.
No. I've never heard anyone call him that.
Anytime Elton would walk into a bar, we'd just be like, man the harpoons, Elton's on the hunt. I'm just kidding now. He's got a lovely girlfriend, and we would never portray him in that light. Anyway, sorry,
That's
Elton.
fucking hilarious.
I realized I just told all of New Bedford and Fall River. We call you the Balea Slayer, which is not a humbling nickname for those that speak Portuguese. But anyway, you'll get it later.
Which is why I was like, I've never heard anyone call him that, and you're like, oh yeah, let me double down on this, and I'm like,
dude, we called him that for a good 5. I don't know. Anyway, it was like a decade.
Jesus.
But anyhow, so I was this close to texting him and being like, hey, where are you at? Like, I want to come, because if I'm gonna watch a soccer game that I have absolutely no interest in,
you might as well do it with someone.
I want to go and I want to be in a room with a bunch of diehards that are willing to live and die on every single kick, or whatever it is they live and die on.
Yeah.
Every possession. I don't know how soccer works, so I don't care. But I don't give a shit about the game. I just want the atmosphere. So I told him. So I ended up going to I went to a restaurant up the street. I played some Keno, had a bowl of chili, and was just sitting there by myself watching the game. All of a sudden, somebody buys me a drink from across the bar. And I'm like, and the bartender's like, hey, this guy, what do you, and I look over and I'm like, it's Shadis, his brother, whom I haven't seen in 5 years. But I had the shirt on. He recognized the shirt, and he was like, oh. And so Shadis texted me, he's like, oh, what, you're not going to fucking say hi? And I'm like, so this whole thing happens, whatever. So I ended up talking to his brother, and I was like, dude, it's so funny. I was this close to texting Elton today. And being like, where he was like, oh, he was with my dad downtown watching. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, that's what I wanted to be.
That's funny.
But by the time I got there, I think by the time I walked into the bar, it was 3-0.
Oh god, it was over.
And it was like, I'm like, oh Jesus, like that's insurmountable in soccer terms. But when Portugal plays, like in the next round, when they get to like a big game against a big team, I can promise you, I am going to like, I want to go to, like, I'm going to go to the Ave, find one of those bars or find wherever Shadis goes, and I'm going. Like
What's a popular place? Like, where did he go downtown?
There's
that was
one, I
popular?
think, I don't know if he went downtown. I have no idea, but I'm sure all of downtown had it on. I mean, obviously, it's New Bedford, dude.
Well,
like,
I'm sure Black Whale was nice. They probably had the outside open.
I'm sure
bar.
Black Whale had it on. Rose Alley had it on. All the breweries had it on.
I
Like,
feel like Rose Alley's
dude,
hot as shit.
everybody had that game on today.
Yeah, I
that
know.
was the number one sporting event in the world in terms of New Bedford Fall River. Like, there was nothing else existed today. Everybody was like, everyone completely forgot that Giannis got traded to Miami in the wee hours of the morning.
Just past midnight.
And yeah,
Oh, tonight's the draft, isn't it?
yeah, it's going on right now.
Oh, fucking shit. I forgot all about it.
And, everyone completely forgot that Giannis didn't come to Boston because they were like, Portugal's playing today. And nothing else mattered.
Yeah.
And I could give two fucks about soccer. I think soccer is the fucking gayest fucking sport on the planet. It's so fucking boring. It does nothing for me. Like, I saw two guys making out today, and that was still less gay than watching soccer. But at the same time, I want to be in a bar room with a bunch of Portuguese. I'm talking like first generation and second generation Portuguese rooting for that team. Now, I don't think they're going to win, but I don't know anything about soccer, so I don't know.
I have a gentleman that comes in and he talks sports with me. And I wasn't at my job this past week for a plethora of reasons. But he sees me this week and he's like, "Oh, have you been keeping up with
A plethora of good reasons.
Yeah, good
Let's
reasons.
not
Nothing bad.
Yeah, I don't want to paint that like it was like oh, I missed my job because
Yeah, nothing bad.
Because I have pancreatic cancer and I'm gonna
Jesus Christ, no, God, no. So nothing. So he comes in, he's like, "Oh, have you seen you keep up with the World Cup?" And I was like, "I haven't even had a chance to watch anything of it." I was like, generally, I would like to have some knowledge of what's going on, but I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't even seen TV, like anything. And he goes, "Oh, you'll love Germany." And I was like, I smiled and I was like, I glared and I was like, "What do you mean?" Because I kind of smiled because he knows how I am with sports and certain things. He goes, "Oh, I know you. I know you'll like Team Germany." And I was like, "Why?" Because if they lose, they're gonna start World War III. I made like a stupid joke, because Germans don't take losing very lightly. Like, are they gonna have a huge meltdown and cause World War III? And he goes, No, nothing like that. He goes, "The team is just a bunch of jack dudes." And he goes, "The goalie's 7'3". And I was like, "Wow, for really?" I was like, "Are you being for real?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Look it up when you have time." He goes,
Well, didn't Germany win it a couple World Cups ago?
"Dude, I don't know."
I think they won it in 2016 or something like that.
But the way he sold it to me, he goes, "Oh, you'll like Germany." And I was like, I gave him a glare. I'm like, "What do you mean I'll like Germany?" I was like,
I don't know why I know that. I think the only reason I know that is because one of my buddies was like, for 8 years, he was like, "Dude, I'm telling you, this is Germany's year. Germany's going to do it." And then I lost touch with him and didn't talk to him for a decade. Then finally Germany won. I was like, "Oh shit, he was onto something."
But I'm looking up. Okay, first of all, the goalie that I'm seeing is 6'4". He's not 7 feet tall, unless it's one of these other goalies.
The number one pick in the NBA tonight was a kid from Brockton. Really?
No, I don't believe that at all.
I mean, that's what the chat's saying. So maybe I should look it up.
Is it DJ? Is that who it was?
I don't know. I'll just check ESPN real quick.
Yeah, check. I haven't looked at it at all.
AJ Dibansta
Don't know. I would have had the name wrong.
from Brigham Young.
Yeah, the guy was right. First of all, he was wrong about the goalie. The goalie's only 6'4". But The team is a bunch of really tall dudes, like really tall jack dudes. He was 100% right about that. Everyone's like 6'5".
Oh yeah, he was born in Brockton.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. AJ Dibanta. Yeah, apparently he's going to the Wizards. 6'9", plays forward.
And his career is already over.
I was gonna say, and just like that, his career is over. All right, R.I.P. Good luck, good job, Brockton. You guys did good. All right, let me adjust this real quick. Okay. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. So yes, the NBA draft was tonight, but the World Cup show.
Mhm.
Let's stay with that because honestly, I do feel like I feel like FIFA just like they completely bricked the layup with this one by not putting Portugal in Foxborough. I don't understand how you. I would love to. I know FIFA is one of the most corrupt, retarded organizations in all of human history, not just sports. But to brick that one is absolutely fucking wild. And this was a nice distraction for Boston that Portugal came out and beat the brakes off Uzbekistan. I did see that old man Ronaldo almost had the hat trick today. He had 2 goals.
Yeah.
Almost had a third.
How old is he? 40 something?
I have no fucking idea.
I
I know he's old as shit.
I feel like he's been playing since he was like 9.
Well, he's probably been playing since a lot younger than that. I mean, it's soccer, You start when you're like 3 now.
It does say that
there's no contact or like really risk of injury or
the odds-on favorites are France, Spain, and England.
France, Spain, and England. Those are the favorites.
Yeah.
I felt like England to me, like I saw this thing that there was like a rumor going around that if the U.S. and England had advanced at the right pace, that they could meet in an elimination game on the 4th of July.
What?
Which would have been beyond biblical.
No, is that a thing?
It can't happen now.
Oh, I was like, that would be America's like all-in game. Like if you're ever gonna be good at soccer,
now's the day. Now's the time. Because you know what? But even if we do, if the U.S. plays England, I don't give a shit at any point, brother. This is personal. Like this isn't. We're not here. Like I don't give a fuck about soccer. Just the same way I don't give a fuck about hockey. But I gave a shit that we beat Canada.
You have Shane Gillis come out dressed as George Washington, giving his like George Washington say, "Here's these motherfuckers over here."
Oh no! What was it? What was the other funny guy that did the whole fucking George Washington thing? The other comedian there.
I'm only thinking of Shane Gillis.
No, he's the clean guy, like kind of older, is clean.
Oh,
what's his name? Come on, I know you know who I'm talking about.
Something Bernays, something.
Yeah, something with a B.
Yes, I know. He did the Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah, he's wicked funny.
Yes, I can't think of his name. Bergazzi.
Yeah, Nate Bergazzi.
Yes.
Yeah, he was funny as shit.
And he's like, we will use. We will not use the metric system. How many miles? How many feet will be in miles? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Okay.
Why are we gonna do that? Because. But no, yeah, it was like I don't give a shit. Like I said, about soccer at any point. But I want to go watch a big game with Portugal because the last time, because when Portugal won, what was it? They're not the World Cup, but the other one they do because they do every 2 years. It's like you have World Cup is every 4 years.
Winter Cup.
No, you have World Cup every 4 years. Then was it UEFA? They have every 4 years, but it alternates, so it's it goes 2 years, 2 years, 2 years.
Euro Cup?
Maybe it's Euro Cup. Sure.
It's Euro Cup.
So Euro Cup. When Portugal won it, like, I want to say like 6, 8 years, 10 years ago now. I would. I don't know. I
Hold
don't,
on. 2024 was Germany. 2024 was Spain. 2020 was Italy. 2016 was Portugal. So it was 10 years ago Portugal won now.
the Euro Cup.
The Euro Cup.
So okay, so that would have to. So it had to be in 2016. I was at Auntie Lucy and Uncle Sean's in a house full of Portuguese.
Oh, they must have been losing their goddamn mind.
And well, here's my thing. And this is why I fucking hate soccer. Because I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, right? And I'm watching the game. And I've never watched soccer a day in my life. And I'm not, everybody's trying to explain the rules to me. I'm like, just stop. Stop. I'm like, it's like hockey. I'm like, don't bother. I'm not going to watch it again tomorrow. I'm not, when the season starts in whatever, I'm not picking it up. It's like, this is not my new favorite sport. I'm just here to enjoy it. It's like, I'm like the casual fan that shows up to a Super Bowl party that just wants to be there for the vibes and the food and everything else. I'm that guy when it comes to soccer and hockey and everything else, because hockey is just Canadian soccer, and they're both equally as gay to me. But nonetheless, at least hockey players are like tough, you know what I mean? And they know how to party. They don't flop around like dead fish every time they get grazed by,
No, they just bleed
a hummingbird.
They bleed out on the ice.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally guys get like, their throat slashed by a neck and they're like, by a skate, and they're just like, gotta make this save. But neither here nor there. I was in there, and so like I'm watching it and like nothing's happening. And I don't know how the clock works in soccer. So I know it's getting closer to the end of the game, but I'm like, all right, let me go grab like a beer. And because I was out of beer, I'm like, let me go grab a couple beers so I can sit here and watch like the last, like whatever, 10 minutes it was supposed to be, whatever was left. And I'm outside, I'm in the cooler, I'm popping the top off of 2 beers, and the roof comes off the house. And I'm like, God fucking damn it, dude. Like as soon as I walk away from the fucking TV, like the game-winning goal happens. And then, of course, I get in, and they're like, the time expires and nothing else happens, and everybody's going nuts. And I'm like, great, I missed it. Awesome. This is why I fucking hate this sport. Fuck you.
And then that would be the only goal. What? Something happened.
It was
the other day,
1-0.
too. Like someone told me that, like in the first 10 minutes of the game, there was a goal scored, and then the next 80 minutes, nothing happened.
Dude, that's soccer. Nothing happens for the majority of the time, and that's why I hate it. Because they're like, and then the game ends 0-0, and they're just like, "Oh, great match, chaps." And you're like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, see you in the next one. See you in the next one. Great match of footy it was." And you're like, "Shut the fuck up."
Didn't someone post? Someone said like if you bet draw like for the first like
I think
2
that was
days,
I think it was Nick.
Yeah, I think if you bet draw for the first like 2 games, like all the games.
If
for the
you
first
bet
2 days,
if you
you're
bet like
up,
draw for the first
40,000.
round, you'd be up like $3,500 right now.
It's fucking stupid.
Which is fucking lame as shit, but whatever. Like, I don't know. I any game that ends in a 0-0 tie and everybody's just like,
It's
good
annoying.
match.
It's
I'm
annoying.
like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But I'm here for the vibes, Sean. I'm here for the vibes. And the Scots brought the vibes to Boston. I'm hoping I get to experience some pretty epic Portuguese vibes, in the next week or two, whatever. I hope Portugal goes deep, because I would really love to see them play like, a really big game and win it, to be honest, because I want to be in the room when they win. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be there when they win it. When they lose, it's like, that's sad, and everybody's bummed, and you're like, damn it. Of course, like the one time I decide to like take a slight interest in soccer and try to experience this, it ends up ruining it. But whatever. It is what it be. 774-992-8702. That is the phone number if you want to give us a call and you want to get your thoughts in, whether it be on the World Cup or otherwise. We've got a lot more to get into, clearly. We're going to get into the Giannis trade. Staying in Boston. Staying in the neighborhood, if you will.
Giannis
Antetokounmpo. We'll get into that. We'll get into a little bit of NASCAR betting. We'll get into a little bit of NFL mini camps. Because I hate to say it, Sean, but I look around and after watching mini camps, I feel like everybody else is just playing for second place, bro. Bo Nix is Bo Nix is that dude. Y'all just playing for second.
I do think that there's a lot of people that are overinflating teams. Like I don't think the AFC has a lot of high-end teams.
There are 2 high-end teams in the AFC, in my opinion, right now.
What are your 2?
Denver and Kansas City.
Kansas City, I don't know if I put high-end. It depends.
I think because I think people again. I think
it
people are
depends on the
sleeping.
health. It depends on the health of Mahomes.
He's as of today, they expect him to be ready for week 1.
As do I, but
Which
it depends
I think we talked about that.
How crisp is Mahomes week 1?
Quisp. How crisp is he going to be? I don't know. Do I think Denver goes in there and beats them opening night on Monday night? Yes.
Oh, probably, yeah.
But do I also think Kansas City is probably going to be a 10, 11, 12 win team this year?
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I feel like last year was like a speed bump,
Rashee Rice is out of jail too.
Yeah, well, they got that going for them. If I was going to name another high-end team in the AFC, I mean, obviously, my gut says Buffalo.
See, I don't believe in the defense at all.
But their deficiencies on defense give me a little cause for pause.
Because Joe Brady is only a defensive-minded coach.
But they did open their new stadium today. Today was the official,
Oh, cool.
I mean, they got that going for them.
That'll score them at least.
I don't think New England is. I think New England takes a step back this year.
Oh, me too.
I saw you getting into an argument with somebody, a Jets fan, on
Oh God, I forgot all about
Facebook.
that. I didn't understand that fucking guy's argument at all.
Let's talk about the NFL before we get into the honest thing, because obviously you didn't land in Boston, so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, it's still a big move, but I don't think that really moves the needle for Miami that much.
I think Miami just still sucks.
Stood the same. If anything, they got worse.
I was saying if anything, they got worse because they lost all those players.
Those are all players that played the game.
They did get Bobby Portis Jr. in this trade too, right?
Bobby Portis Jr. was a tax. You had to take Giannis and Bobby Portis because
so they got Bobby Portis and Giannis, but they gave up 5 picks.
They gave up a lot of picks, and they
Tyler
gave up their
Herro and a bunch of players.
Fucking team.
Yeah,
that's like all their depth. Like Pat Riley felt like this was like a desperation like attempt.
Yeah,
and I'm not a Bam guy. Bam is okay. I don't think he's a world beater.
No, Bam is not a world beater by any stretch. What were we
talking about? NFL.
Sorry, yeah, the NFL.
Because what you're alluding to is as a friend of the show, Chris had tagged us.
Oh, right, yeah,
Chris has tagged us in a post saying if the NFL had reset, every team gets new GM, new coach, redraft all the players day one. Who's your number 1 overall pick right now?
If I'm going coach, GM, quarterback trio.
No. You don't have to take. No, you'd have to take coach. GM.
No, but if you're gonna restructure an organization from the top down, right?
Assuming you had the intelligence to pick someone normal.
Ownership is but see, you can't do that without owners.
Everything. Because that was one of my first questions. I was like, this is a loaded question. I was like, if you're gifting me the Browns, I'm fucked.
Yeah, that's not a double-edged sword. That's a goddamn fucking
He goes,
bayonet.
He goes, every team is reorganized. Everyone's at the same starting spot across the board.
No, you can't. But that's the thing. But ownership means everything.
It's a hypothetical situation where all the ownership is exactly the same. It's every ownership is
okay.
AI.
So the Cleveland Browns and the Jets have owners that are not complete retards.
They're AI, yes.
The Bengals don't have complete retarded owners. Okay.
Yes.
Then give me, if I'm gonna go right now, GM, head coach, quarterback in that order, because obviously the ownership is out of it. I'm gonna give me my boy Patton in Denver. It's either him or Howie Roseman.
Okay.
That would be my number 1 or number 2, or maybe Les Snead. There's your top 3. But I'll go with Patton because he's done an excellent job drafting. The only mistake he made in his career is the Russell Wilson deal, and he has rebounded better than anybody could have possibly imagined from that.
Okay.
Head coach, I would like a blend of youth, upside. I think I'm probably gonna go. It's tough I'm stuck between McVay and Shanahan. I'll go Shanahan because Denver. But then again, no, you know what? Give me McVay because Shanahan, the reason why the Niners are too the reason why the Niners are hurt all the time is because Shanahan's offseason and his practices are too soft. His training camp is he's too soft. He's too easy on the players. And then quarterback. I mean, it's tough not to take Josh Allen. I mean, I know like Mahomes is sitting there.
That was my rebuttal.
But dude, Sean, you and I have been dead ass right about Mahomes. He had that 150 touchdown season, and he has gotten progressive, statistically worse every year since.
That is true, and he did get hurt last year.
He's basically like putting up John Elway numbers in the 80s now.
I agree, but Mahomes is a winner. He gets to the playoffs, and he does win a lot. He doesn't
listen. John Elway is a winner.
Yeah.
I get that. You know,
the only thing with the reverse curse with Josh Allen has a bit of that, gets to the playoffs and fucks up. Like it sucks
because he tries to do too much because he's on a team that he has to do too much on.
And that's the same team he has this year again. They said, "Hey Josh, we understand that your defense wasn't that great and we took a lot of players away from you. We're going to double down on that formula."
But can we just laugh out loud for a second at that guy that tried to tell you that the Jets are loaded with talent?
Well, I didn't understand what he was asking me to begin with.
Because that was the most fucking hilariously delusional thing I've ever heard in my life.
Then he told me
I love his attitude.
Yeah.
You know, I love his fuck the Patriots attitude.
Yeah, sure.
But dog,
but then he names me players that A, haven't played, and B, he named me someone that's not even on the Jets. And I'm like, that's not even a player on the Jets. And I'm like, and that player is dog shit.
And not for nothing either. But don't you think if the Jets were loaded with talent, they would have shown you something?
But of all the players he named, the loaded with talent did not include a quarterback. It's a bad sign.
That's a rough hit. That's a really rough hit. Because, you know, I would love to, like, if I'm going to be a complete homer about it, give me Peyton, George Patton, GM. Give me Kyle Shanahan as a head coach, and Bo Nix as my quarterback.
If you're going to let me pick a GM too, I'd pick Schneider as a GM.
John Schneider's a good pick.
I like John Schneider a lot. I really want to say Vrabel, right? I am a big Vrabel supporter, and I know I sound like a biased piece of shit. I don't give a shit.
But here comes the New York Post with it's like a B-52, and it's like, here comes the sun, and it's just like a nuclear bomb of a Diana Rossini sex tape.
I'm waiting.
Right before
You know what I'm waiting for? I know it's coming.
The sex tape.
No, it's going to be another reporter. It's going to be Diana Rossini is one, and there's going to be another woman reporter, and it's going to be like
what if Diana Rossini has been cheating on Mike Vrabel with Sean Payton?
No.
And now we introduce this element to the Patriots Broncos rivalry.
No. I'm saying like
that would be funny.
Who was that Asian chick that worked at Nesson? Like I can't think of her name.
Mina Kimes?
Mina Kimes?
I mean, wasn't that her name?
No. She used to cover like Red Sox games. I don't want to say something. It's going to sound super racist. I'm going to be really wrong.
I mean.
But she was like a hot Asian chick that like covered
her name
Red
was
Sox
Buck
games.
Choi.
No, fucking shit. But like I don't know what the fuck her name was. God fucking damn it. It's going to come out with someone like.
Hot Asian that covered the Red Sox?
For Nesson.
The last person I remember being hot covering the Red Sox was Jenny Dell.
She's not Asian. She's white.
I know, but that's the last hot person I remember covering the Red Sox. Other than that, the only person I know that talks about the Red Sox is Lucy Burge.
No.
And she's a smoke show, so.
Anyway, so I'm thinking as soon as training camp hits, there's going to be another Hazel May. Is that it?
No, couldn't be Hazel. Hazel May was a white chick, wasn't she? Hazel May is not an Asian name. I'll be shocked if that was the Asian that you're thinking of. The Asian names, like, usually you just throw like a spoon down the stairs and like that's what you get.
No, Hazel May. She's Asian.
What?
Wow, now she's old. Now she's like almost 60. Holy shit, it's been 20 years?
What?
God
No
damn.
way. Who the hell? I remember Hazel May, but
She was Asian.
nuh-uh.
She left in 2008.
She's Canadian. She's not Asian.
She's Asian.
That girl is not Asian at all, dude.
You're a fucking liar.
Well, I'm looking at her right now. How is that Asian? Her eyes are round as shit.
What you talking about, round?
Dude, I'm looking at her right now. That's like Polynesian at best.
All right, now you're switching up.
Oh, Filipino-Canadian. She's mixed. That's not Asian. Asian is like Mina Kimes, dude. Come on, you got to be more specific when you're going to be.
Oh, I'm sorry. I fucking ended up in the Philippines, and I was like, "Is this Asia?" And they said, "Yeah, kinda."
Yeah, kinda, but not really.
Fuck.
Come on, dude. No,
Well,
you can't do that to
anyway,
me.
part of my analogy was like it'll come out that he was also like talking with another female reporter, and it'll be more juicy gossip like that. That's what's gonna fucking happen. But anyway, John Schneider was my GM. Fuck off.
Lucy Liu is Asian.
Okay, all right. Now you're picking like purebred Asians. Like that's not.
Well, that's what I expect. When you say Asian, that's what I anticipate. I don't anticipate, half Filipino mixed, whatever. That's not Asian.
Whatever. The Asian took over.
Okay. Well, she was Lloyd Allen Sheck. Yeah, guys, it's Hazel May. He was right. I mean, Lloyd Allen Sheck had the right person, but you had a terrible description.
I said Asian.
Bro, calling her Asian's like, I don't know. That's a stretch.
All right, fuck off.
You at least got to preface it with like she's mixed.
I didn't know.
How did you not know?
It's been 20 years.
Dude, her eyes are so round. She definitely is like, I'll charge it to my credit card. Like,
oh, you fucking use that meme. Hello, guys. I will charge it to my credit card.
I am from America.
So I think something like that's
thank you,
happen.
Lloyd.
But,
thank you.
Yes, thank you. I really would pick Vrabel because I'm a biased piece of shit. But Sean McVay is also a very good choice. I like Sean McVay, especially now that I know he's not leaving anytime soon.
I'm just being a total homer about it and going with the Shanahan bloodline because that's always what I wanted in Denver.
No, that's fine.
But Joe Ellis fucked me.
But I was going a bit of a homer pick too. But if I don't go Vrabel, I would go McVay, and then I'm gonna go Mahomes. I think Mahomes is a proven winner. I don't think the knee's really gonna affect him that much coming back. I do think he's more of a pocket passer now than what he has been, and I do believe that Josh Allen has to start becoming more of a pocket passer and stop running as much because he is going to fucking.
Oh Lord,
die.
Hazel May was a total hottie, dude. She's
yeah. I described it. I said the hot Asian chick.
Oh,
and
trust me,
like,
dude. She's a solid 9.7 out of 10.
I remember she left. And
I'm just saying, like, but I wouldn't classify her as Asian. Like, I wouldn't describe her as Asian. That'd be like, if somebody robbed your bank tomorrow and you're like, you call the cops, like, what does he look like? You're like, the suspect is hatless. I repeat, the suspect is hatless. And you're like, cool, dude. What? Could you do a little bit better? That'd be you, by the way. Maybe that's how you would have to describe it if you were like in Canada. Or England, actually, if you were in, like, the UK, and you're like, well, I really can't be racist about this, so I got to just, like, give brief things. He's like, he's wearing a white T-shirt, and he is hatless. What's his skin complexion? I refuse to answer that on the grounds that I may be incarcerated.
Remember Heidi Watney? It's a throwback name.
Yeah, I remember Heidi Watney. She was like early 2000s, mid 2000s, right?
Was she?
Like, was she like 04, 05, 06, somewhere in there?
I don't remember. I remember Heidi Watney had a thing for too. She was like the blonde one. Now I wonder how she's probably like around our age.
Why don't they just hire Lucy Birch to do it? I'll actually start watching Red Sox games again if they hire Lucy.
I would not stop watching Red Sox games if they hired Lucy. Nothing to do with Lucy though.
Lucy's hot. Love her. She's so adorable.
But
anyway,
they need you could have actual porn playing on Nessa and people are not tuning in.
This is true. Maybe ESPN should hire Lucy. Then I would get to, Sunday Night Baseball. Like, just get her to do, like, Jess Mendoza's job. Not like Jess Mendoza does a good job.
Like, is Jess Mendoza doing anything right now?
I don't think so. Anyway, my whole point is I just want to see more Lucy Birch. That's all. I remember when she was an intern at DEI, and then I saw what she looked like, and I was like, oh, now I get why Christian Fourier was infatuated with her. Got it. I base that on absolutely nothing except my vibes that I got off listening to them on the radio, but nonetheless. Not that anybody's listening to this podcast, but God forbid somebody actually does, and they're like, holy shit, wait, what? I knew it. Anyway, 774-992-8702. We'll move off of football real quick. Let's get to this Giannis deal because honestly, Sean, let me go make a drink real quick.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna give you a second.
I'm gonna bring up the fucking actual trade, like player for player, because I want to refresh myself and the actual details.
Do you need any caffeine?
No.
Do you need any? Do you want a soda water or anything?
No.
Are you sure?
I can't because I need to go home and crash.
A soda water doesn't have caffeine.
No.
Like I could get you a little Spindrift, little raspberry lemonade type thing.
I don't drink those things. Though.
I'll grab you
Thank
one
you.
anyway.
All right, fuck what I said. Do whatever you want. Yeah, I was like, it's your house. You do whatever you want. So last night, the Milwaukee Bucks are trading franchise icon Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can't never say that guy's name. And Bobby Portis Jr. to the Miami Heat for Tyler Herro, Kel'el Ware, Jamie Jaquez Jr., Kasparis Jagagar, 3 first-round picks, including a 13th pick in tonight's draft, and 1 pick swap and 1 second-round pick. So 5 picks and 4 players. Is it just me, or does that feel like an overwhelming amount for essentially 1 player and a kick-in? Because Bobby Portis, let's be real, Bobby Portis is nothing more than like you have to take him because it's a contract situation for us. You can't really take Giannis without taking Bobby Portis at this point. I have a lot of problems with this trade. I feel like Giannis was definitely coming to the Celtics until this was thrown out by Pat Riley of the Miami Heat. Pat Riley, I talked with Joey earlier about this. It feels like Pat Riley's so close to being up there and being done. He just wants to go out. He wants to win one more. This was his Hail Mary attempt at trying to get, that last player to kind of do something and get over the top and just like, put it all together and just see what happens kind of situation. I just don't think Bam is that guy, though. Bam is not a player by himself that can put a team over the top. I don't care if you pair him with Giannis. I don't care if you paired him with prime Kobe. I don't care if you pair him with prime Steph Curry on that Golden State teams. Bam's not a guy that's going to do, all the work. I know he broke that Kobe record last year, and that's overinflating people's imagery of how he is as a player. That was more of like a one-off than anything else. That's not who he is as a player. That was more of just like a circus freak act, like incident that happened, and then we're all just kind of stunned and like don't know what to do with that. If you remember back there, we did the show that night. We were shocked that it happened. We did it live on air. We were stunned that we were actually witnessing this, and it was actually kind of disrespectful because how many free throws he took during that game too, and it kind of put into question about, should we really be allowing this? Does it actually count? It doesn't feel right. It was a plethora of questions. But going back to this trade, does the Miami Heat actually improve after making this trade? I don't think they do. The Miami Heat feels like they've just kind of like shifted the goalposts a little bit. Yeah, they got another superstar player, but it's an aging superstar player with injury issues, right? You're going to bring in a guy for the amount you paid who has a series of injury and knee issues, who has a tendency to take games off. You're going to tell him in Miami, we need you to play the best you've ever played right now with Bam to get us to a championship. We know you've won a championship with Milwaukee, but we need you to do that here. Where's his motivation? It just seems like when players go there, like especially in the situation he's currently at now with Miami, it feels like this is like a retirement for him. It feels like every retirement Florida special is like Giannis is going there for a retirement. It doesn't feel like he's going there to win a championship. It feels like he's going there to kind of like coast out the rest of his career. Does it not? I mean, you just walked back into it.
Hey.
I just don't. The deal felt like, to me, Pat called up and said, here's everything else. And Milwaukee said, all right, I'll call you right back. We called up Brad, said, Brad, I'm getting this. And Brad says, if they're offering you that, take it, because I'm not matching that.
And
5 picks and 4 players is fucking crazy.
That is I think that's what we would consider right a king's ransom.
Yes.
You know, and not for nothing, but he's a 32, gonna be 33-year-old player who's been injured for a good portion of the last 4 years.
He has aging knees. His knees have been playing 15 years in those knees, and he's had multiple injuries.
Like, and Sean, name me one player that gets healthier after 33.
Name one big man that's been getting healthier after a certain age.
Well, I wasn't even going to say big man. I was just going to say any player that hits 33 and somehow gets better and healthier.
Well, LeBron.
No, because remember his first year in L.A., he missed most of the season. I think he played only 26 games his first year in L.A.
I'm saying LeBron would be the outlier. Because
he was healthy for the most year. The second year, they won the championship. Then he got hurt in the playoffs. He got hurt again the next year. LeBron has been injured a lot during his tenure in L.A.
Right.
He's played a bunch, but he has also been injured a lot at critical times. So, yes, while you are right, he has not been like what you would consider injury prone this late in his career, but it's not the same. Giannis, listen, I'm going to say this about the Giannis deal, Giannis going to Miami. I think the Celtics dodged a major bullet. Because if they had traded Jaylen Brown and what I assume would have to be a bunch of picks and a bunch of other stuff, given what Miami gave up to get him, it would have been something maybe not that much, but because you're getting Jaylen Brown, who is, I would say, light years ahead of Tyler Herro at this point, who was the best player in that trade, if I'm not mistaken.
For sure.
From Miami in that regard. Then I think you got to look at it from a Celtic standpoint. All right, we've got Jaylen Brown. He's on the trade block, which, not for nothing, Jason Tatum should have been on the trade block 2 years ago. I told you that. No one wanted to believe me. And yet here we are now looking at it and we're saying, like, fuck. Should have traded Jason Tatum 2 years ago. Because you would have gotten more than what Giannis just got from Miami. They could have traded him anywhere. Like, there was, 25 teams that would have given up more to get Tatum at that point.
I don't think Tatum's the issue, though.
Tatum is the issue. Tatum is a big issue. Tatum is the issue in Boston. Sean, we talked about this.
No, I don't think I agree. I do think it's
How are you not going to agree after he literally just a couple of weeks ago pulled himself out of a Game 7?
More than a couple of weeks ago.
To avoid embarrassment.
Was that
He's
him?
a quitter. He's a butt-fucking quitter.
Well, that's a different story.
He's a straight bitch.
If you want to say...
Look at his haircut. Look at his tattoos. Look at the way he wears his jersey, how short his shorts are. Look at his Instagram, texting Kobe's dead phone, all that other shit.
All right.
Dude's a straight fucking homo,
We're
dude.
splitting hairs, though. So
No, we're not.
No. We are to a degree because you have personality trait issues, right? You have personality trait issues.
Sean, he's not a championship caliber player. He's Kevin Durant. He's Carmelo Anthony. He's a born loser. He's a front runner.
He won one, so now
No. He didn't win one. Everybody in front of him got hurt, maimed, and killed on his way to it.
Now it's on the record, though. He
yeah, sure.
one.
He's got one. But I look at his one the same way I look at Giannis's one. It was a blip on the radar. It was an exception to the rule.
He has to do another one and do it again, right?
In the NBA, you've got to win 3 to be considered great.
You do have to win multiple for people to start considering you a great. But and I do agree. But like going back to what you said, though, yes, there are character traits there that even I don't love. And let's agree to disagree on the Game 7 thing because let's say,
bro, Jaylen Brown didn't find out till 45 minutes before tip-off that Tatum wasn't playing.
But they said it was a team and his decision that they said that to hold it out.
It was bullshit. It was his. If there ain't a motherfucker on planet Earth that was going to keep Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson from playing in that game.
Completely agree. And that's a problem with a lot of these athletes today is that they care about themselves.
So I don't want to hear it was like, oh, it was the team's decision. No, that's giving him an excuse. That's giving him yes, the kid is talented. He's got polish, but he is a fucking pussy, dude.
But here's my counterpoint to that though. So do you get rid of him that
Yes.
has the pussy issues? The pussy issues. That's fucking hilarious to hear out loud. Or do you get rid of Jalen?
We'll just call him Riley Reed. He's got pussy issues.
Or do you get rid of Jalen?
Just ask her
Who
husband.
Jalen was given the ball with that last minute decision, didn't come through, and then has been passive aggressive with. This is my favorite season of all time, and it was when his teammate was out.
But Sean,
there was all these small little pot shots. I've just seen
sure.
like,
But look at it from Jalen Brown's standpoint.
okay,
You've given everything to this team. You've gutted it. You've gutted it out. You've played hurt. Meanwhile, you see this dude out here bitching out of a game 7, bitching out on injuries, getting hurt all the time, coming up short when it matters most, and everyone just giving him his flowers like he's the man. He's the man. I mean, JB was the Finals MVP, was he not?
he was.
Okay, but everybody still gave. Who'd the microphone go to first? Tatum.
Yep.
And listen, as a competitor with an ego, yeah, that shit's gonna bother you, and that's okay, and I want that. You know, the same way like Pippen always felt like kind of like, you know, fuck you to Jordan. You know, like, oh, you couldn't do it without me, and even though, you know, Pippen had some pretty decent success without Jordan, he never won. But you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, same way with Shaq and Kobe. Like, those egos are always gonna come to a head. They're always gonna they're always gonna
Clash.
Thank you. And I have no problem with JB saying, like, listen, I think JB and Jason Tatum could be the best number 2s in the league if they just put their egos aside and let it happen. I think JB is more apt to doing that because he's played kind of Robin to Jason Tatum's Batman. So I think if, like, you went out and you got somebody, right? Like, let's say, hypothetically, the Celtics went out and they were like, all right, we're giving up Jason Tatum, we're getting Luka. Or something like that. Like, something happened, something along those lines. I think JB would be like, all right, I can work with this because it's complementary. Jason Tatum and JB are not complementary to each other.
They don't. They actually hurt each other on the floor together at the same time.
Yes, they do.
You noticed it.
And I think even statistically, if you want to get into the egghead nerd shit, I think when they're on the floor together, the team is less productive.
I would say
you
yes.
know, whatever the fuck that means. And you know, nerd stats, whatever that bullshit goes. But there is something to it. But my point is this, Sean. I don't think no matter who the Celtics trade Jaylen Brown for, now it means Jason Tatum is your guy. You're fully committed now to Jason Tatum.
Oh, I think they showed their hand by accident. They were at the poker table. All 6 players were in. They put their cards down and went, oh.
I mean, unless Brad Stevens is Mel Gibson and Maverick and he's got an ace up his sleeve, I think they're cooked.
He's like,
in this deal,
I want a new dealer, a new deck, and I want you to cut the cards. And look, you can't do any of that.
Because
that's fine. I'll have you just pick the top card.
You're right. You do it. I don't think Jason Tatum is a guy you build around. I think Jason Tatum is a guy that you add to a guy that you want to build around. But he is not that guy. Anybody who takes themselves out of a game 7, 45 minutes before tip-off, and leaves your teammate, your entire team hanging like that, to me, that is unforgivable. That is a line that you cannot come back from. Like, I'm sorry, but there is if Kobe was here right now, and this is why, like, when Kobe died, I was upset by it for so many other reasons other than the fact that my favorite player was taken from this world before his time had expired, in my opinion, in a way that it never should have happened. For all that reason, like, I wanted to see what Kobe was going to do for his daughters in the WNBA. I wanted to see what Kobe was going to do off the court. And I would love to hear what Kobe would have had to say about Jason Tatum pulling himself out of Game 7 against Philadelphia when they were up 3-1. And he was seemingly like, oh, yeah, man. Hey, we're up 3-1. Everything's great. All of a sudden, oh, shit, it's game 7. You know what? I'm hurt. And I don't mean to keep beating this dead horse because we went over this weeks ago when it happened. But you will never hear me or anybody. And I get this from a lot of my Boston fans, too. I think a lot of my friends who are Boston fans who are reluctant to agree with me about Jason Tatum have come around. I think a lot of them are on my side now where I'm saying, like, listen, I'm not saying the kid's not good. He can play. He can hoop. He can put a ball in a basket. That was never the problem. The problem is at this level, everybody can do that.
Correct.
And to be great and to be better and to be a true champion, you need to be head and shoulders above. You need to be working harder. You have to have a different mindset. You have to have a different – and Tatum just isn't that guy. Jaylen Brown, I feel like, is that guy. I feel like Jaylen Brown does have that killer instinct. He has that ability to go for it and choke you out. When, he hits you with the right hook and he sees you wobbling on your feet and then throws you in a chokehold just to make sure. He might dribble it off of his foot and fuck it up going for it, but he's at least going to try. He at least knows what to do in that moment. And I'll guarantee you if the tables were turned, there's no fucking way in hell Jaylen Brown sits out Game 7.
I don't think he does either.
No fucking way he sits out Game 7. So
I was just sidetracked because as you were talking about it and listening to you, Shams was live as well talking about the Jaylen Brown situation as well. And it says like multiple teams have reached out about Jaylen Brown because I guess Jaylen Brown is eligible for a super max contract extension this offseason because he has 3 years left. So teams are interested because they can not only acquire him, they're probably also going to acquire him at a cheaper rate because they know he's unhappy.
And they can lock him up.
And they can lock him up longer too. I do agree that I do think if the tables were reversed, Jaylen would probably play Game 7, regardless of what the team thinks. Tatum would not play Game 7. I completely agree with that completely. I do think that, though, that bridge with Jaylen and the Celtics is burned.
Oh,
there's no coming back.
So that's the other aspect of this. That's the other part of this deal that we haven't talked about yet. Jaylen Brown is as good as gone.
Yeah.
And if Giannis was the target for Boston,
it's over now.
That's gone. That ship has sailed, and now Boston has lost a good majority of its leverage in what they can get in return for Jaylen Brown.
I saw like Trey Murphy III. I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about him. I know he plays for the Pelicans. That's all I know.
Yeah, cool. Don't care.
If we got him, I would be like, that's a loss. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a loss. Like, okay, so you're sending Jaylen Brown to New Orleans to get buried, to go play with an oft injured Zion, I guess. Like, I don't know.
What, blown up Zion?
Yeah, like go play with Porky. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so you want to fuck Jaylen is what you want to do there. I don't know. I feel like, but again, and this is where, like, I know these players are highly encouraged to take the contract and take the money up front and sign at the first available opportunity when they're at their peaks. But to me, this is one of those ones where, like, if I'm Jaylen Brown, like, I'm like, no, man, like, I'm gonna sit this out. I don't want the Supermax extension, especially if I go to a team like New Orleans or Charlotte or somebody like that who's like, maybe not Charlotte because they actually seem like they're kind of on the come up, but like, you know what I'm saying, like Memphis or some bullshit team like that where it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to go play here for 3 years, but, you know, whatever. Like, I'm not taking the Super. Maybe you do take the Supermax because God only knows what happens in 3 years now. But it puts the player in a bad spot. It really does. And I feel bad for Jaylen Brown because at least he got a title in Boston.
Yeah.
And at least he can sit there and say, like, I was the reason we won this title.
Yep. I did everything I set out to do in Boston.
Yeah.
I do think he's like, yep, I've done everything. We made, 6 conference finals in a row. We won one. I'm out of here. Like,
but when you look at it like that, like to say that you got to the Eastern Conference Finals 6 times, you got one title out of it.
That's the problem.
That's an abject failure.
But, and I see Brad Stevens' point of view too. It's done. Like, you won that title. You came back this year. I know Tatum got hurt. You didn't win the year after you won. You lost. This year you had a first-round playoff exit. You got to blow up the team and do something drastic, or else you're just going to meddle in mediocrity forever.
Well, that's why I said the year after they won the title, I would have traded Jason Tatum right then and there.
Yeah, I know, but
Because
that's a PR thing too.
Fuck the PR thing.
I know.
Do you want to win, or do you want to make the Boston Globe happy? Do you want people to say nice things about you, or do you want to win championships? Because anybody looking at Jason Tatum and thinking he is a guy that you can build a championship roster around is completely retarded. I'm sorry. You haven't been watching basketball long enough. You don't know anything about ball. And I'm not even sitting here saying like I'm some sort of basketball connoisseur or I know anything about the NBA in terms of there are guys that are playing right now that I can't name you. I couldn't name you fucking 3 team starting 5s right now. Without looking. You know what I mean? I couldn't. Because I don't fucking care. But what I do know is when I see a player, whether he has it or not. And there are certain guys that you watch and you just know. James Harden didn't have it. Never had it.
Right.
Russell Westbrook, stat machine. Knew he was never going to do it well. Charles Barkley was a guy you just knew was never going to win a title. You're like, yeah, no, he's good, but he's not Shaq. He's not Olajuwon. He's not, you know what I mean? Even in that era.
Yeah.
LeBron, you looked at and you're like, yeah, he's going to win a title because he's so fucking good. At some point, shit's going to fall his way. And it did 4 times. And, I wouldn't even say shit fell his way 4 times. He earned it 4 times. But, you know what I'm saying? But I watched, Carmelo Anthony. I knew Carmelo Anthony was probably not the, stick a knife in your chest Carmelo Anthony. But the basketball player, Carmelo. The Carmelo with a C.
You know what? You know what's
so
funny? I saw someone bring that up in a podcast. Someone's like, anybody ever remember what happened to Carmelo Anthony? And I understood the reference. They were talking about basketball player. And the other co-host, I think it was Joe Budden. Joe Budden was like, bro, that's too fucking soon, bro. And the guy was like, what? And then everyone was talking about basketball, and Joe Budden, which if you ever
Joe Budden was just like,
Joe Budden's like, yo, it's too fucking soon. It's been 2 weeks, and the guy's like, we're talking basketball.
All right, you racist piece of shit. Calm down.
But it was funny that he yelled at him for I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the player. And Joe Budden was like, oh.
But did you ever look at Melo at any point in his career?
No.
And say that guy's a fucking winner?
No.
Great player.
Cared too much about
unbelievable scorer.
Cared too much about stats and how he looked.
You know who else fell into that mold for me?
AI?
Nope. Paul Pierce. Until he got KG and Ray Allen, he was shit. He only got 1.
Can I be honest?
And the only reason he got 1 is because Andrew Bynum got fucking hurt that year.
Can I be honest with you? I thought Paul Pierce was a huge asshole. Because Paul Pierce after Antoine Walker left, and before we got Kevin Garnett and we got
I'm not saying I know the guy that stabbed him because it's alleged. But he's, I also know the guy that stabbed him.
But listen,
kind of my homie.
The year before we traded for Garnett and
Shout out.
And Ray Allen, Paul Pierce was threatening to leave the Celtics, saying he's tired of losing. He's tired of being the
and they
Celtics.
went and they got KG and Ray Allen.
To make
Paul
him happy,
Pierce,
but Paul
Pierce and Antoine Walker were supposed to be the duo.
Yeah,
the Twan shimmy and all that shit, and that was great. But Paul Pierce fit that mold.
Yep.
And KG kind of did too, until he got to Boston. They put them all together and formed the first. That was the first formation of a super team, if you will. In the modern era. But neither here nor there, Sean. My point is that Tatum, it just comes down to the bottom line is he is not that dude. And if you're going to build around Tatum and get rid of JB, I'm sorry, but you've got to go. It's going to suck maybe for a year or so, but you've got to load up on picks and young players. Because you're not getting anybody right now that's going to come in, pair up with Tatum, and be like, oh, this is the Batman and Robin we've been looking for.
Right. But unless the Celtics do something crazy drastic,
unless they get something, unless something happens.
Edwards, that would be a huge
Steph Curry. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but Steph Curry promised he wasn't leaving.
No.
And the only reason he signed that extension is because it guaranteed him he wasn't leaving.
And again, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying somebody that caliber, not Steph himself. Steph obviously isn't going anywhere, especially to Boston.
But I'm saying Anthony Edwards would be the only other person that's expressed, and this is not a rumor. This is just me hypothecating about a potential gigantic move. Anthony Edwards is just like, yo, I'm tired of losing in Minnesota. Like, get me the fuck out of here.
Get me out of
That's
here.
it.
Like I saw what Giannis went through in Milwaukee. I don't want to do the same thing in Minnesota.
But then he's an absolute loose cannon. He's a guy who goes out there, plays his balls off, but then in the fourth quarter, he's like flips people off, and 8 minutes left in the game, he leaves the game. Like, dude, don't be like, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, his ad case.
Yeah.
Because again, these modern athletes are so pampered. And yeah, they're grown ass children. They're just giant children. And they have no mental fortitude or ability to forge through the pressures of being under the spotlight that they are every single night. And listen, that's what separates the good from the great, right? That's what separates the guys that are true champions versus the ones that aren't. There are some guys that are here and they're more worried about Instagram clicks and their you know, how people talk about them. And then there are other guys that just want to win.
Wow. I actually, Adam Schefter just tweeted this news out, which I didn't even think of. In just 3 weeks, Browns and Bucks owner Jimmy Haslam has traded away two of the biggest stars he's ever had in his respective sports, Myles Garrett and Giannis.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right.
Never fucking
I
thought
forgot
about
Haslam
that.
owned both.
He's like, get rid of all my players.
I mean, shit owners are going to do shit things, right?
Well, at least he got a haul for one of them.
I mean, he did get kind of a haul for Garrett, but it doesn't matter because it's the Browns, so they're not going to do anything with it
they're
anyway.
gonna fuck that up.
Of course they are. I mean, poor Jared Verse. Like, if I was going to give Jared Verse any advice, I'd be like, do not sign an extension here.
Dude, what about Jared?
Just pray to God you get the free agency healthy.
Well, who's the quarterback that was there last year? The young kid, and he has his number, and he was like, "Oh, I'm hoping Jared Verse."
Gabriel.
Yes,
Dylan Gabriel.
I'm hoping Jared Verse would like make me an offer for my number. Nope, he just showed up to practice wearing my number. I was like,
sucks to suck, dickhead. Like, that's how you get treated. But no, I think this. I think so. Let's look at this real quick. Like, obviously, Giannis not going to Boston. I'm gonna wrap this up by saying this. I think Boston dodged the bullet in a lot of ways.
yeah.
Because I don't think Giannis was going to put Boston over the top in terms of winning an NBA title. Like, I don't think Tatum and Giannis were going to be like, oh my God, this was the duo we've been waiting for. We unlocked it. We found it. And look at this. And then on the flip side, I think by going to Miami, it is the biggest nothing burger in terms of an offseason trade I've seen in a long time.
I agree.
Miami is still going to toil around in that like 5, 6, 7, 8 area.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's going to take them seriously when it comes to April.
Nope. I don't think so either.
So the Celtics kind of dodged a bullet in that because I think by keeping JB, that let's say this, Sean. Nothing materializes over the next couple of weeks, right? Free agency kicks off right around 4th of July. That week,
Yes.
4th of July weekend is usually like the
tampering's going on right now, though.
Yeah, of course it is. Let's say nothing really materializes. They can't get what they want for Jaylen Brown. All right, JB, you're a Celtic, at least until February. We don't know. We'll see what happens.
I think he plays.
And if you know what, honestly, if he stays with the Celtics through the fall, in the winter, and stays with them until the trade deadline. If he stays healthy, I think you're going to see the best version of Jaylen Brown you've ever seen. Because he's going to be showcasing himself, to other teams saying, like, look, this is what come get me. Look at what I can do for you. Look what I could do for your team. All of a sudden, like Detroit comes knocking or something like that. You know what I mean? The Pistons or who knows, maybe even the Lakers. Maybe the Lakers look at him and say, like, you know what? We give up Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect, and a first-round pick, and we grab Jaylen Brown, and, do a little pick swap, whatever to make the money work, or however it's going to go. Who knows? Maybe it's a 3-team trade.
Right.
The NBA is wild like that. So we'll see. But I don't think JB is necessarily on his way out the door.
No, I feel it. I definitely feel like
this is more now becoming a trade deadline.
I feel like Stevens is like, no, this is like the third time we've tried trading you. Like, you have to go now. Like, you can't go home, but you can't stay here.
Well,
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
But I think the trade deadline is that ultimate endpoint. You know what I mean? I think they can move him before, at any point before that.
Well, what contending team in the West? Because let's just take out the East. The East fucking blows. Let's say what contending team in the West would want JB that would fit them? Denver? But then what would Denver? No, Denver's over the salary cap.
Denver's way over. I don't think they have much room to. I don't think they could afford him. I mean, I would have to look to see like what teams could afford him.
Dallas. I don't want Kyrie though.
I don't think Dallas would be in the market, because why would you do that if you just got rid of Luka? Maybe you're trying to replace him.
They are.
I mean, maybe you give up fucking the Brow and.
Yeah, he's too hurt too.
I know, but I think the salaries would work.
Maybe that's actually not a bad idea, but then you have to actually fucking.
But then what does that leave Dallas with? Jaylen Brown and Kyrie. Oof, big oof. I don't know. I would have to look, to be honest. Like
Phoenix. I'm thinking Phoenix.
Phoenix probably could afford him, and then because they got Booker. But again, like it's kind of. But then you're kind of getting redundant there, where you need like two guys that are kind of ball dominant. Would it really work? You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of like other teams that might need him.
I feel like ultimately, like if you need to dump a player like that and need a haul, I feel like the Clippers are always a good place to go, because you can at least get a shit ton of picks, and they'll probably take on the money and absorb the hit just to make it work.
So the Clippers have inquired and called Brad Stevens about.
Of course they have.
Steve Ballmer.
Because it would mean nothing to them. Like he would go there, they would win 6 more games than they did last year, and that would be the end of it. Like it'd be the biggest nothing burger of all time. I mean, the thing is, if he goes to the West, Sean, it becomes a nothing burger in more ways than I feel like, more ways than one. Because who is he going to go to in the West that's a contender, that can afford him, that can give up the assets and not deplete their starting roster, their top end talent to get it? You know what I mean? Like he doesn't fit that mold in terms of like a trade chip. So. Again, this is why I said in the group chat earlier, I feel like Boston lost all their leverage in this trade.
They did, though.
When they decided to go, Miami stepped in and ponied up for Giannis, because you've eliminated so many teams that could have potentially traded for JB.
Watch the Celtics do something stupid like, we'll trade you to the 76ers for Embiid. And I'm like, wait, the wrong fucking time. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like they're going to end up doing something that's like
Embiid way past his prime, always injured, miserable.
Yeah. Right. Like, oh, look at this blockbuster. We got a finals MVP being traded for an MVP. And we're like, yeah, cool. Like if this was 2020, it would be great, but it's not. So fuck off. Like, I don't know. I feel like the Celtics lost their angle here. And I trust Brad Stevens as a GM. I really do. I think he's one of the best in the NBA. And
would the Lakers, this is like a hypothetical someone threw out there. Lakers trade, you'd never do this. Lakers trade Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect, DeAndre Ayton, and 3 first-round picks, unprotected, which is stupid, for Jaylen Brown.
No.
That's stupid.
No, because you're not. Listen,
why 3 first-round unprotected picks?
I would be fine with, like, if you want to trade Reeves and Connect for Jaylen Brown, okay, I'm listening. You want to throw in a pick or two, maybe like a pick, you know what I mean? A first round pick, maybe. But after that, like, no, because DeAndre, like, no, because we need bigs. Like, the problem is the Lakers need size. And Jaylen Brown doesn't fit the
Celtics
need.
too.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to the new NBA. Like, size matters again.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your wife told you it didn't. It does.
Yep. She lied, just like the NBA lies.
Yep. Unfortunately for me, I got that Irish curse. Yeah, so my wife's stuck with me.
See, fucking Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins says tonight the Timberwolves should look into trading.
Kendrick Perkins is a fucking homo.
He is. He's an idiot too. Kendrick Perkins says the Timberwolves should look into trading Anthony Edwards. See, I didn't. I'm not quoting Kendrick Perkins.
Is
but-
Kendrick Perkins fucking Meek Rat Joe? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, maybe.
Is Meek Rat Joe using Perk to float out trade ideas? Like
Probably.
Vrabel's using Rossini? Come on, guys. I know you got that joke, but for the slower ones, I had to explain it. No, I don't know. I don't know, Sean. I just think this is a tough spot for the Celtics. They're in a way it's good because I feel like I don't feel like Giannis was the answer to their problems. But at the same time, now you've got this problem like, okay, now we have to trade JB, so where does he go?
Yeah.
And how much are we going to get for him? And whatever you get for him probably isn't going to be worth
65 cents.
what
on the
he's
dollar.
worth. Yeah, agreed. 774-992-8702 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. We're going to wrap it up here in a minute. We were touching on early in the show. I actually talked a lot of World Cup.
More than I thought we would.
More, I think
We're
I
not
think
a soccer show.
that might qualify as the most soccer we have ever talked about
Oh, by far.
in this
by
show's history.
Far.
Ever. And I'm looking forward to going to watch a Portugal game. So any of my homies that are watching Portugal games that are going to be out and about at bars and different areas in the Fall River, New Bedford area, and they're going to be lit and it's going to be packed and wild for these Portugal games, please shoot me a text and let me know you're there so I can at least consider, if I can, getting down there and enjoying it with you. And in this rare instance, because this is a how do I say this, Sean? This is like once every many moons where the planets align and you can walk outside and you can see like the moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Mars, Venus, all in Uranus, all in like order. This is one of those moments where like you can have Joey Fats rooting for the same people you are in Massachusetts, like in this area. That doesn't happen often, ever, if ever. The last time I rooted for the same team everyone around me was rooting for was probably the 2013 Red Sox. It was very half-hearted, though, because I was already jaded at that point. But prior to that would have definitely been the 2011 Bruins.
Yep.
Because that was the first and only time I've ever cared about hockey. Hold on.
Did
hold
you
on.
care at that point?
Watched hockey.
Okay.
Watched.
Watched hockey.
Cared would be a strong word. But we did go to Knuckleheads like 2 hours before the puck dropped to make sure that we got a seat at the bar for Game 7 of the finals that year against Vancouver. And it was awesome. That was one of my favorite. It was a Wednesday night. I'll never forget it. It was one of my favorite nights ever. I remember Stoney just walking around with like a bottle of Jack Daniels, just pouring shots into people's mouths, like celebrating. Like, dude, it was fucking wild. It was out of control. Absolutely out of control.
I feel like I was there, but I don't remember that.
But we had the Beirut tournament that night too.
I really feel like I was there
You
that
might have.
night.
You probably would have. You probably were.
I don't remember pouring shots in people's mouths. I don't know.
Stoney was just walking around. He just grabbed the bottle from behind the bar and was just pouring it in people's mouths. It was awesome. I mean, but that was probably the last time that I was in the same, like when I was in a room with everybody.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and I was rooting for the same team as everybody around me, especially when it comes to New England teams. So,
It is very rare.
The 2013 Red Sox were probably the last time I really rooted for the Red Sox.
Yep.
But even then, that was I was again, like I said, I was already jaded. I was already kind of like, man, fuck these people. Like, fuck you. I don't want to be rooting for the same team as all these assholes. Because, I'd root for the Red Sox on, Saturday night, and then Sunday the Patriots would play, and I'm like, oh, these are all the same people. Gross. I can't do this. It's disgusting.
Yeah, generally they root for the same Boston teams, and you're like, I shouldn't be crossing these lines.
Yeah, no. And, always and forever a Red Sox fan in my heart because it's what my grandfather made me be.
Mm-hmm.
But until John Henry dies or sells the team, no. Not happening. Astros through and through, baby.
Yeah, John Henry is, I don't know.
I was just fortunate enough to have a fallback team that was about to be really good.
Oh, yeah, the Astros.
Yeah. But I was 4 years ahead on them, though. Because I think they drafted Altuve and Springer, in that, 13, 14-ish area.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember telling Ryan, we went to Camden for a Red Sox game that year, the 2013, the year they won the World Series.
Yeah.
In September, early in September. And we drove down. And I remember telling Ryan in the bleachers, dude, I'm telling you, the Astros are going to be good. I'm like, you got to watch this team. They're going to be good. They got good players. They're young. But they got talent. Their farm system is good. They're I'm telling you, 2017, they're going to win the World Series. Circle to, I think it was April of 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Sports Illustrated, your 2017 World Series champions on the cover, the Astros. And I remember sending it to Ryan, and Ryan was like, wow, okay, maybe you were onto something. And then he's watching the Astros, and he's like, I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, it's a work in progress. It'll take 4 years. Give it time. And then sure as shit, they won it in 2017.
Yeah. Those guys developed pretty quickly altogether.
But I'm pretty sure there was somebody in the bleachers at Camden that night listening to me who worked for Sports Illustrated that was listening to me tell my friend about how the Astros were going to be good in 4 years. And then they stole my thunder and ran that piece. But can't prove nor deny, but all I know is that I do have the proof that I said it in September of 2013 while I was drinking a Flying Dog Dead Rise by Flying Dog, that beer, the Old Bay seasoned beer.
I don't remember that one.
Well, you wouldn't.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't remember that because Samantha lived in Pennsylvania at the time, so she would come up through Maryland.
Yep.
And or she could dip over to Maryland, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Or they sold it in Pennsylvania, and because she was living in Philly, and she brought us a case of it. It was the best beer I've ever had. I wonder if I could get it shipped to my house. I'm gonna look that up in a little bit. Anyway, I'm not gonna do it right now. Anything else that we missed out on?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else important or
I mean, I will say mini camps wrapped up. I've seen a lot of mini camps in my life. I've never seen one look so good as the Broncos did this year. Sucks to suck for the rest of the league.
Oh my God. Okay. This was, I was like, oh, nice Trump impersonation there about I've never seen anything. The UFC fights at the White House.
Oh, that's right. We didn't touch on that.
They sucked.
What are you talking about? That was fucking awesome.
No. It was awesome to see a sporting event at the White House. Of course, it was polarizing because people were like, "Oh, if you want, you're a racist." It's
the final fight was great. The main card was unbelievable.
What was the main card? I thought the fights I heard were just
No, I watched. So I tuned into it, right after what's his name said Michelle Obama's a man. Which let me just say, I said this on my other podcast.
Fucking crazy.
I forget the guy's name, Burks or B something with a B, whatever. The fighter there, he's funny, he's cool. He was a former NFL player, whatever. Great, he's a good UFC fighter.
It was Josh Hockett.
That's what it was. Hockett.
He's 10-0. He's undefeated.
Yep, and
he beat Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
My balls was hot.
Right, and listen, the whole Michelle Obama is a man.
He apologized. He called Michelle the next day.
It was
And he apologized.
It was low hanging fruit. It's like, dude, come on. Like, that was an internet meme. That was not original content. It wasn't really that funny. It's funny in the sense of like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. What the shock value. But it was like kind of like, really, bro? Like, that's where you're going with, like, you got this whole stage, this audience, everyone's captivated, and that's what you went with. Now, do I think it's funny? Yeah, I thought it was funny. Would I have made that joke? No, absolutely not.
Did you notice Trump took off the necklace he gave him right after he said that? Trump was like,
Yeah, I can't do that. Can't do that. And it's not because we think that, Michelle Obama is not really a man. We do. I mean, we call her Big Mike for a reason. But neither here nor there. It was just kind of silly. But the spectacle of having that event at the White House and the fact that everything went off without a hitch and the way it did, the flyover, the theatrics, the military guys that were there, everything else was fucking incredible. It was awesome, dude. It was way better than anybody could have ever possibly imagined. And the final fight with the dude, I can't remember their names. Oh my God. I watched it, but the guy, the dude that wasn't supposed to win, the underdog in the main card, closed the other guy's eyes, basically, and he's like, I couldn't see.
Guthrie?
Was it, yeah.
Guthrie beat Taporia.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Guthrie, he closed the other dude's eyes.
Yeah, because Guthrie's been in the UFC for quite a while. He's like 28-5 or some shit.
I think he's like 36 years old too.
That's old,
which is ancient in UFC terms. And he went in there, dude, and he did his thing. That fight was incredible. I tuned in for that. I caught the end of the one before it, and then that one because
You watched Cyril Gain beat Pereira?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of forgot it was on.
And then Sean O'Malley is usually pink-haired dude, pink-haired afro. Mm-hmm. He usually wins. He's usually pretty good.
Sean O'Malley, I remember,
knockout guy.
Well, we've talked about this before on the show. Like, Sean O'Malley is one of those guys. Every time everybody's like, "Oh yeah, he's a knockout specialist. He's great at knockouts." Every time I watch him, it goes to 5 rounds and ends in a decision.
No, he knocked him out. I thought I heard in UFC.
I didn't see him.
Oh,
but I think the 2 times I've actually watched him, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Thought this guy was a knockout specialist.
Well, I think every fight ended in a knockout or technical knockout.
Yes, there was no decisions. But the theatrics of the whole thing, the presentation, dude, it was awesome. It was an absolute fucking banger of an event.
But they're probably never gonna have it there again. That was like a once. That was like a once in a.
You know what? Honestly, and I'm fine with that because, quite frankly, I want that to be a novelty. I want that to be a one-off. That was a Donald Trump thing. It was cool. We did it under Trump. That was Uncle Donnie's thing, and let's let the league, the UFC do their thing elsewhere.
I will tell you, I would love to see a fighting event on like a USS battleship. You know what I mean?
Like on the deck of an aircraft carrier?
Yes.
I mean, we could probably make it happen.
But I mean, that reminds me of that happened in Street Fighter. Like if you played Guile,
yeah,
it happened on the fucking deck of
Have we not done that?
We've never. The WWE did that. It was Lex Luger body slammed Yokozuna. And
on an aircraft carrier, right?
Yeah, and it was fucking gigantic news. Everyone was like, yo, he picked up this 600-pound dude and body slammed him. And that was on a helicopter, on a whatever that fucking was, the gigantic battleship they had. And it was all the fucking service members were going crazy. And
I mean, that would be fucking rad. I mean,
to see an actual match
because you saw it this weekend with NASCAR where they did they had the race at Coronado at the naval base.
Oh, see, I didn't see that.
And dude, it was fucking sick. They're ripping through, they're ripping down the front stretch, and right behind them is a fucking aircraft carrier.
I have not been
around.
an
active aircraft carrier, and you're like, it's on an active naval base.
That's pretty cool.
It was actually, again, spectacle-wise, it was fucking incredible. I love what these sporting events are doing. These places are doing, thinking outside the box and where can we do shit that would just be so fucking rad? And they're like, you know what? Let's do it here. I don't know. The White House, the South Lawn at the White House was fucking dope. And I know all these people are like, yeah, look, it's like idiocracy come to life and this, that. Man, go fuck yourself, bro. Sorry Sorry you don't like having a good time. Sorry that you're such an uppity cunt. You know, because I guarantee you if Obama had done that, you'd be fine with it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're like, oh, they're disgracing the White House lawn. Meanwhile, you know, fucking 2 years ago, Joe Biden had fucking trannies flashing their tits on the fucking south lawn of the White House. And everybody was like, oh, but it's so endearing and welcoming and inclusive. You know, whatever. Fuck you. That's all I got to say to him. Fuck you.
Oh my god! I don't know why that made me laugh just now. I just like I should expect that, but I didn't expect it, and shame on me for not expecting it.
Sean, I tend to be kind of a funny guy sometimes.
It was funny.
Yeah, this is what's called a show. I tell jokes on here from time to time. You know, it does happen. So buckle up, Buttercup. To quote the great Adam Shine, here we go. But anyway, I found out this week that DraftKings allows you to parlay NASCAR bets. So
Yeah.
I'll be back into my NASCAR betting because I was so dejected of how like piss poor I was doing betting, because I was giving everybody advice like, oh, here's the guys that I would pick to win. And a lot of times, like, I mean, I can't tell you how many times those guys, like the 4 drivers I would pick to win would run 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm like, you've got to be fist fucking me. Like, seriously? But now I found that DraftKings allows you to parlay. So instead of doing straight up winners, I'm just going to start picking like 3 guys to finish top 5, 5 guys to finish top 10, and parlaying them together. And I should hopefully be able to make some money off of this.
That's not bad.
I tried it this week, and I was like, oh, this is slam dunk, easy peasy. You know, and Shane Van Gisbergen obviously was the cornerstone of both of my parlays, and Sam Hyde was just like, nope, fuck you, and ruined them. Which is, again, why I say, like, you know, betting winners in NASCAR is a crapshoot, because there are too many variables. You know, one guy misses a corner accidentally, and it can wipe out Shane Van Gisbergen, Connor Zilic, and 3 other guys that you all had in your parlay in one fell swoop. And oops, it happens. But when we get to Atlanta, not next week, we're at Sonoma this week, which is another road course, kind of another crapshoot, but should be okay. Should be a fun bet. But in 2 weeks, we get Atlanta on July 12th, Sunday night. Atlanta, which that I am fucking looking forward to, because I feel like that one is going to be a major one that we're going to cash in on. I'm already like circling the drivers that I think are going to do well there. But again, it's a super speedway, so bear with me. Super speedways, like, it's like Daytona, Talladega. Shake them dice and roll them, baby. You have no fucking idea. Couple like this race last year, you remember Chase Elliott won it, but only after there was a wreck in the second stage, I think, that took out 30 cars.
No, I don't
damaged
remember
30
that.
cars.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, I'm gonna make you watch one with me one of these nights.
Yeah, well, I have more life opened up, so I can actually attend things.
Yeah, but we'll leave it there for tonight. But pay attention to the Row 1C1 Facebook page. I'll be giving my NASCAR bets again now that we can parlay on DraftKings, which no one told me we could do this. I would have done this a lot sooner. I feel like we're going to make some actual fucking real motherfucking money now. Like, I might actually have to pay taxes on this shit next year. That's how good I feel about my bets going forward.
Damn.
But we'll leave it here for tonight. We'll be off next week because I will be getting surgery.
Mm-hmm.
We will probably do a show after that, and then we'll probably be on summer break until, I would say, probably mid-late August.
So that way, when the preseason games, like second.
Yeah,
preseason
when
games.
when the preseason's kind of already underway and we're back to it. So we will be off next week, but pay attention. We'll be back the following week after that, tentatively. Obviously, everything's tentative at this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be back around, and you can find us everywhere on YouTube, Twitch, and, of course, Facebook Live, on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. For Mr. Betancourt, I am Joey Fats. This has been another episode of Row 1 Seat 1. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Peace.
Adios.
Right.